Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So I have to do the intro, I guess, because you're gonna talk.
You always do the intro.
Why do I always have to do the intro? You can speak too.
We're gonna start answering questions to nosy people. I have nightmares.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I posted a few weeks ago in one of our vlogs that we were going to be doing a Q&A video for you guys. A lot of you had suggested you wanted to see one. We asked you guys what were some videos that you wanted to watch from us. So a lot of you requested a Q&A. Some of you asked for a live Q&A, but I didn't think that was a good idea because somebody has a potty mouth, and so I just thought this was better because I could cut and filter and edit. So
I cursed a lot.
yes, so we're gonna go ahead and do it this way. I did ask you guys to put some questions for us on Twitter, also on Instagram, and just on YouTube. You guys left a few questions. It's gonna kind of be more like a Q&A, get to know us, because there weren't tons of questions that came in. They were all kind of similar. So we thought we would just throw in some little tidbits about ourselves too, just so you guys could get to know us a little better. So a lot of you guys want to know what Manny does for a living, so I'm gonna let him roll with that.
So I actually, without saying the name, I work for a company that is a global manufacturing of power, precision cooling, and actually does management for big companies like Exxon, Chevron, Coca-Cola, the FBI building. So basically,
He Googled that, y'all.
well, she didn't want me to get too many details. So basically what we do is we cool down and we back up computer rooms that have servers. So if these big buildings that have server rooms full of, important info, if the lights decide to go out, we can keep them up for 24 hours. If, it's not cool enough to keep the servers actually working properly, we're the ones who actually get called in having to figure out what's going on. But that's what my company does.
And you guys wanted to know what I do. So I am actually a freelance makeup artist. I do have clients that come to our home, and I have a separate studio set up in the front of the house. And then I also travel to clients as well. Majority of my work tends to be more on the weekends. So during the week, I do have a little more free time. Sometimes I do have clients for photo shoots and things like that. But for the most part, it's like the weekends for weddings and events and stuff like that. So that's what I do. How long have we been married?
Forever.
You could say that with a little happiness and some enthusiasm.
We've been married long enough for me to be happy. Look at that.
I'll wait till this video is over. So, well, I always say 6 years because I don't know if you guys are like me, but once we hit our anniversary, I just round up to the next year once we pass the last one. So this whole year I've been saying we've been married for 6 years, but we will actually be married 6 years in December. Yeah, so technically 5, but in December we'll be married 6 years. I sure would hope you would remember.
I know, because you remind me.
Y'all just went to the videos already. Anywho, okay. I wanted to know how old we are. Do you remember how old you are? I have to tell him how old he is.
I'm going to be 29 this year.
That is a lie. Oh, you are lying. That's not even close. First of all, those 20s are like way back.
I'm going to be 39 this year.
Stop it. That is correct. Wait.
See, you don't even remember.
Now you're making me question. Yeah.
She's going to be 42. She's a crazy love.
No, I am 33. Full. No, I'm 33. He's 38. For now.
Yeah.
He is a Scorpio.
So
I am a
Pisces.
He paused. He had to think about it.
I don't do the horoscope.
You know what you are?
Yeah.
I know what you are.
Every time my birthday comes up, it says it has them Scorpion in it. So
Whatever. Anyways, he's a Scorpio. I'm a Pisces, and Jax is a Sagittarius. Jax is our 13-year-old son who will be 14 in December. December is very, very busy and expensive. Oh my gosh, it's so expensive. We have Jack's birthday and our anniversary and Christmas, and it's just, I don't know what we were thinking. We probably should have not gotten married in December.
But she couldn't wait. She had to lock me down or I was going to go.
I cannot even believe the lies you are telling right now. Like, wow, you are like blowing your head is so big right now. A lot of you guys wanted to know where Manny got all of his
Super skills.
his super skills, his construction skills, his... If you're just tuning into this video because you just clicked because it was a Q&A, we recently purchased our first home the end of May, and we most definitely bought a fixer-upper. So we've spent the last few months renovating our home from top to bottom, and we've been, of course, very fortunate that he has been able to do all of the work. Basically, the only thing we paid anyone for was the floors. We did pay professionals to do the flooring because it was a lot of work, and of course, he still works a full-time job. So we paid someone to do that, but everything else in the house, we did ourselves. So everybody, of course, wants to know how you learned how to do all of that.
Well, I think it's just, it runs in my family. My dad actually has his own painting company, so I learned how to paint with him. My uncle has done welding. He was a welder back in Chile, in our country. When he came here, he started his own construction business. But before then, I actually was working for a construction company, and I've learned, you know, I was basically a helper, and then eventually I got to learn electricity, tile, plumbing, anything that needed to be done. We basically did it, and we fixed a lot of big restaurants here, and we done a few ranches. So yeah, like I said, it's one thing my uncle always told me was, like, you cannot be perfect at one thing. It's like you either learn everything or just don't learn anything at all. Because I mean, if you're gonna be an electrician, that's all you're gonna do. You're basically only worth while the wires is going up. After that, they ain't got no more job for you. So that's why I had to learn everything. It actually worked out, even though I don't use it at work because I do a completely different type of work. But it's a lot of fun. I think I actually like doing construction more now that it's not a job than it was when it was a job.
I think it's different when it's like for your own home too. Like it's ours.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love doing stuff with my hands. I love working with my hands. But now it's more enjoyable. It's not something that I have to get done in a certain time, or I don't get paid, basically.
I'll definitely say when we got together and got married,
she didn't know who I was.
Yeah, I did not know his skill level as far as being able to do everything. I would kind of like here and there, like, oh, what about that? Oh yeah, I could do that. And he just said he could do it, but I didn't actually test.
She didn't believe me. She was like, whatever.
It's not that I didn't believe you. I had just never seen it, and I just, sometimes guys do that. You tell them, oh yeah, I could do that, and then when it's time to do it, it's like, well, I was just kidding. So
I can work on cars too. I can actually disassemble an engine.
Yeah,
I'm very mechanically inclined. Very.
Jax gets really annoyed because he keeps trying to find things that Manny cannot do, and we have yet to.
Yeah.
We've yet to find something, so we're still on the search of something he can't do.
Well, he asked me if I could fly an airplane, and I basically told him I can get it off the ground. Landing, I don't think so, but I can at least get it off the ground.
Yeah, so we're still in search of something for that. Another question we get a lot of is people, and I feel like people kind of get in their feelings about it a little bit, but we always get asked why we do not speak Spanish in our videos. So some of the comments have been, we look Hispanic, so they know that we're Hispanic and we should speak Spanish. And I feel like especially the older generation, they get very offended if you are Hispanic and you don't speak Spanish. So let me clear that up real. Manny's first language is Spanish. He was born in Chile. So his first language is Spanish, and he does speak fluent Spanish.
I can write and speak Spanish.
Right. I, on the other hand, I do not speak fluent Spanish. I understand for the most part. There's still sometimes if someone's speaking too fast, it takes me a second to catch up. But overall, I can understand what you're telling me. But to respond back to you, I can't do it. And I think a lot of it for me...
You can. You basically chop the words up, but she can still speak to you. She's just...
I think a lot of it is just... Yeah, I'm a little insecure about that. My dad's mom, my grandparents lived in the valley, and I used to go every summer, and my grandfather would be working out in the fields, and it was just me and my grandmother all the time, so she did not speak English, and basically I had to learn to communicate with her if I wanted to eat. So I learned basically watching the novelas with them every single night because they watch them religiously every single night. And I guess just watching the people like interact kind of helped me to understand. So I could use it, and then I just stopped going, and so I didn't use it. But my parents never spoke Spanish in the house. The only time I ever heard it is if my grandparents or my mom and family members, like the adults, when they wanted to talk about the kids, they would talk in Spanish. And I started catching on, of course, because I would go to my other grandparents and I would learn. But we didn't speak Spanish. And even with my son, it's something I always wanted him to learn. And I did try to tell my mom and my grandparents, like, hey, when he's with you, speak Spanish so he can learn it, because I think it's important. And I wish that I was comfortable doing that. But I feel like I know what to say. Like in my mind, if you speak to me in Spanish, in my head, I answer you back. But when it comes to like get the words out, I can't do it. There's like a block. So it's not intentional that we don't want to speak Spanish, and he can. I'm just not comfortable doing it. So okay, another question if we're going to have more children.
We want to, but
that subject's kind of touchy.
Yeah.
More so for me, I think, because I feel like he's, I don't know, not that you don't care, but
it's not that I don't
feel
care.
like it's more
just,
touchy for me.
I'm happy. Like I said, I'm not pressuring her to give me a son or a daughter, even though I would like a daughter. For some reason, I've always been more fond of little girls and boys, but I'm happy, so it's fine with me, to be honest with you. I told her before, I'm completely content with what I have right now. I have Jax, I have her. That's enough for me. I won't. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it's not gonna change any way I feel about her or feel about my life. It's just I'm happy.
So this is a touchy subject, and I did talk about it way back when we first started the channel. I kind of briefly discussed it. It's been 6 years we've tried. Hasn't happened. We did see a fertility specialist. I did have an IUI procedure done. It failed. We've spent, I can't even tell you how much money on that. That was very expensive, on the hormone injections and the whole thing. It was a lot. Emotionally roller coaster, like it was a lot. Ovulation tests and home pregnancy tests, I don't even know how many we've done, but nothing has worked. So
you know, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If it's not, I'm happy. It's just there's no point in going through the same emotional roller coaster. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I'm happy, and that's all I care about.
So to answer your question, I don't know.
We will see.
Some of you wanted to also know, where do I get my like decor inspiration from, I guess, my ideas, things like that. I have like a specific place. I will say that I absolutely love watching HGTV. Like I could watch it all day, every day, totally binge watch it. Love it. I do like to look on Pinterest for inspiration. I look on Instagram too. I follow home decor pages that I like to watch just for inspiration. But I also feel like I could just walk in somewhere and I see it like for what it could be. Because even when we picked like this house, when we came to see it, the second I walked in, I knew what I wanted to do. I want this out, I want this removed, I want this here. Like I just pinpointed every single room where I wanted it, and then I just let him go to work. But that was instantly, the second I walked into our home, I knew how I wanted everything. I don't know, I've always been that way, so it's just Okay, so some other questions. I found some questions too on a get to know me tag, so there's just some that I found there. What is your favorite color?
Black.
Alright, that's mine would be purple.
Or gray. I can do either or.
It's black. If it were up to him, he'd wear black all day, every day, but I make him buy color, and so now he wears it.
Black is slimmer.
Okay. Moving on.
Black goes with everything.
How tall are you? And don't lie.
5'7". 5'7".
I'm 5'3".
I'm 5'8".
Cats or dogs? Dogs, obviously. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee, all day, every day. What would you, or have you named your children? Oh, we do have kids' names picked out if we ever get to use them, but I'm not going to share those. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers?
The Hosh Twins. That's the only people I watch.
He loves them. Like, no, he loves them. He will watch them, and he is laughing so hard all the time.
Well, I think I watch the heartstrings a lot. And usually I'll start looking up videos, and by the time you know it, you're in this rabbit hole. You know you end up in.
Yeah, mine I have too many, but I do love to watch beauty channels just because makeup. What is your favorite movie? Mine is The Wedding Planner. I love it.
I got two.
Ooh.
That can decide.
I also like Dirty Dancing too.
It's Gone in 60 Seconds and Blade, the first Blade.
Are you single or taken?
Single and ready to mingle.
No. Let's see. I'm gonna smack you. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have two. I have a younger brother that's 1 year younger than me, and a younger brother who is now 22.
Babe, you're the oldest of three boys, okay? So this way they know they're both younger than you.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining that, Jenna.
Well, you're like, I have a younger and a younger brother. Like, they're both younger than you. You're the oldest of three boys.
I said, what would I do without you? All my life, I thought I was drinking milk the right way, and come to find out I wasn't.
Well, you love me. Siblings, yes, I have siblings. Well, sibling, I guess that's both. Mine's a little more complicated. I do have Jerry Springer. Well, I mean, you know. I have an older brother from my mom, and he is like 8 years older than me. I'm super close with him. Our kids are really close, and I see him all the time. He actually lives in the exact same neighborhood that we live in, so we see him and his family all the time. But he is older than me by 8 years. And I also have two other siblings from my dad, but I don't have a relationship with them, so. What are some of our favorite TV shows to watch together?
Together, it's gonna be The Big Bang Theory for one.
We watch that every night to go to sleep. Every night.
Bob's Burger. Every
Nah.
once in a while.
That's you.
The Ranch.
Oh yeah, The Ranch on Netflix. We like that one.
Power, which we haven't finished.
I know, we need to catch up. We're not caught up on that one.
We
Shameless. We like
yeah.
Shameless. That one's good.
We have two different tastes. Like I wait until she goes to sleep so I can watch Forensic Files or.
I said that we like to watch together.
That's it. That's all we can watch together because we're constantly fighting on what we're gonna see on TV.
No, we watch Shameless. We watch
Every
Blackish.
time we fight, it always goes back to put on The Big Bang Theory and.
First of all, he likes to watch forensic shows and murder mysteries and like all this stuff about people dying when we're trying to go to sleep. That's not the stuff I want to hear in the back of my brain when I'm trying to sleep and relax and rest. And he wants to be watching stuff about people getting killed and slaughtered. Like, I don't find that relaxing to go to bed. No, thank you.
You better sleep with one eye open. Just interesting.
I'm not saying it's not interesting, but can you watch it during the day, during like normal
I'll wait
hours?
until you go to sleep.
Yeah, but I hear it.
You're not asleep.
Let's see, PC or Mac? Mac. Android or iPhone?
It's an iPhone. I have no choice.
It's Apple all day, every day. Well, because all my stuff is Apple. Like, I can't, because some people always tell me, like, the other camera is better on the Galaxy, and all. I can't switch now. It's too late. Like, I'm invested. My watch is an Apple Watch. My computer, it's Apple. Like, everything's Apple, and it's synced together, and it's just too convenient, so I'm in for life.
I don't pay a phone bill, a computer bill, so I have no choice.
Some of the questions you guys were asking us, too, was home related and how long it took us to, like, save money, to do our down payment, the kind of home buying process. So I don't want to go into detail with that too much, only because I'm going to film a video. We want to do a video together on just like tips and tricks and things that we learned along the way on renovating, just to kind of give you guys some insight to it in case you're thinking about doing it. So we want to do a video on that. And then I'm actually going to also do a video with my mom. I don't think I've ever mentioned it on here, but my mom is actually a realtor. She's been doing it for over 20 years. So I told her I wanted to sit down with her and do like a, I guess like a chit chat on just kind of like the whole home buying process and a lot of the questions and things that first time home buyers like want to know and ask and stuff. So she and I are going to do that. We're going to sit down and do like a little chit chat. So any questions that you guys might have, she'll most likely answer in that video. So I don't want to go into detail on that too much, but I feel like with our house? Like, how long did it?
Well,
I mean, I feel like it was something we've been working towards, like our whole marriage. It was like that was our goal to eventually get to that. It was just kind of getting all of our ducks in a row and like important things like paying down debt, just trying to get caught up on things like that.
which comes to another question that one of your followers had, that how I was able to take a 2 months vacation. Well, it was actually not a 2 month vacation. I actually went for work. I went 2 months to Chile for work, and then when I came back, that's when we were going to decide where we're going to move for good.
And we knew the area and stuff that we wanted to stay in just because Jax goes to school, and that was like the number one thing. He could not switch schools. So we most definitely had to stay like in the same little area that we've been in, which was fine because that's where we wanted to stay anyways. So we did have back and forth though on like, did we want to build, did we want to buy,
I think we did the right choice.
did we want to renovate, did we want to move in ready. So those are some things that you kind of have to decide when you're going through the whole process.
I think we had, to be honest with you, we had more choices than most people did because, again, I do most of the construction work. So, because if I didn't know how to do none of this, we had to find a home that was actually ready to move in. Because if not,
definitely, because it's expensive.
yeah, it's not. It's
like
not. What
it's expensive just buying the material. Like the whole renovation thing. Like we're gonna do a video on that, so I won't go too much into it. But it was expensive for sure, and we're not done.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, if we'd had to pay contractors to do it, oh my gosh, we would definitely not have our house the way it is right now if we had to pay contractors. Because we did get a few bids on some things, like in the kitchen. It was outrageous. Like there was no way we could afford to pay that.
The item was up there, and we only did it for a quarter of the price. But
yeah,
it's crazy what contractors actually charge you for. Which it's you know what, I say it's crazy because I do the work. I do the work myself. It is a lot of work, to be honest with you. It is a lot of work. So I see where the estimate's coming from. It's just I have another eye view of like I can do this myself. Why am I going to pay that much? But if I didn't know, I basically would have to pay what they're asking for because it is a lot of work. It really is. I like ice cream. That's my favorite food.
Yes.
Favorite foods. What's your favorite food? What's something that you can have that you can't get tired of?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Ooh, yeah, pizza. Or just Mexican food in general. Yeah.
It's funny, but I can do chicken. I can do chicken all day, every day, no problem.
Like chips and queso, chips and guacamole.
Ice cream, I like that. No, but see, that's you might as well just say I eat everything. It's just I say
no, it's just Mexican food. Like I love it. Ooh, Mexican breakfast, yes.
No, I can do chicken all day. That's one thing I can have. Ice cream, I go in through my little stages when I'll have it, and then I just don't. But chicken, I can literally eat it every day without no problem.
Favorite candy?
Butterfingers.
Turtles.
Butterfingers.
Love turtles. Ooh, favorite chips?
Chips? I'm not a big chip person.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the hot Cheetos, but they gotta have the limon. I don't want the regular. Gotta have it.
The only.
So good.
Yeah, I'm not. I've tried everything. I'm yet to have that. Oh, I wish I could have this. Like I'm yet to find that chip. I guess I'm not too big into junk food.
What's your favorite drink?
Drink?
Like something you could drink on the regular.
Oh, Crystal Light. Crystal Light.
Okay, but like pick a flavor.
Oh, green tea. Crystal Light green tea. I can drink that all day.
Mine would just be sweet tea. I could always have that. Good.
I'm more on the healthy side, even though I might not look like it right now. I do really eat healthy. I do a lot of diets. I try to switch back and forth from diets just so my body won't get used to it. But I've done keto diet. I've done vegetarian. I have gone vegan. I have gone. Right now I'm fasting. I'm fasting for 22 hours and I eat for 2. But like I said, you gotta keep moving around with your diets because if you stick to one thing, you're eventually gonna plateau. So.
Yeah, I've fallen off the wagon. I was meal prepping and everything, and then the beginning of the year, we just had a lot going on. Like
Yeah.
he left out of the country for 2 months, and I was he was just gone for 2 months. And then we moved into a smaller place, and me and Jax basically had to move ourselves because he was gone. I had to do all that by ourselves, and then we were house hunting and moving again, and then renovating. It's just been a very, very busy year for sure. And not to make excuses, but I'm most definitely a stress eater, so I wish I was one of those people when I'm stressed I starve myself because I'd be super skinny, but I'm not. I'm a stress eater for sure. So I've fallen off the wagon and it shows and it sucks, so I'm gonna have to get back onto that eventually. But
I lost my muscles.
yeah, he lost his muscles, and my weight I lost I put back, so I'm gonna start from scratch again.
Like I said, now that we're basically done, I wouldn't say no. I'm not done. We're come to a point where we can actually relax.
I feel like we're just cruising now.
Yeah.
Like everything was like such a rush, especially like once we set the date and like sent out the invitations for our housewarming party. It was like, oh my god, we have a deadline. Like we have to hurry up. But then right after the party was over, it was like a big, huge like, okay, we're not in a hurry. Like we had the party, people have seen the house. Like now everything we do is just for us. Like we can take our time. All the little projects that we still want to do. There's not a hurry. The house is functional. Like that was another big thing too, is that we didn't have a kitchen that was like ready to use. So now that we do, everything else is just kind of icing on the cake. Like we can just take our time.
Well, I guess that's all the questions.
We're out of questions. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And also click the little notification bell there if you haven't already, so this way you get notified every time we upload a new video. We do still have, I think I've got like one more, I think I have enough footage for one more renovation vlog, and then from there we go back to like normal scheduled life because we've kind of taken a break.
Yeah, but I think just give it a few more weeks. I think we're gonna start with the baseboards, and then doing the pergola is going to be a big job, but I have some tricks under my sleeve where I think it's going to actually work. We'll make it easier.
Sorry, we ran out of storage in the camera and I'm uploading now, so. So don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and click the notification bell. This way you get notified every time we post. We will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.